backup quarterback, Chad Henne's gone. We talked about how similar Blaine Gabbert and Chad Henne's career trajectories were up until they got to Kansas City. Yeah. Their stats were almost similar. Obviously, they played with each other in Jacksonville. But Shane Buechele has been a fan favorite. He works out with Mahomes. At times you watch him, he thinks he's Mahomes. He thinks he just because he works out with Pat and Bobby Stroud, he thinks he can pull off some of the things that Mahomes does. Had a great week last week. I think 10 for 10. But also Gabbert had a great week last week as well. But looking at Blaine Gabbert, looking at Shane Buechele, who's the guy you're going for, who you want as our backup quarterback, be it for one game, a Week 18 game, or a one-drive game? What quarterback do you want backing up Pat?
Me personally, Blaine Gabbert. You know, let's go with the old wily vet. Let's go with that guy. And he made some throws today that shows why he's a first-round pick, right? And so he's always got a strong arm. We know that. But the thing is, Shane, he played pretty decent. He's one of those guys. He's a young gunslinger. He doesn't have any fear in him. That's what I like about Shane. But if I'm looking for somebody, I'm like, look, Week 18, we need to get something going, a drive going. Hey, you better dust up that arm, Blaine. Come on in here and get it done. So that's me. That's how I would look at it. I would look at somebody who has that experience, who's played enough games in the NFL to rely on a guy like that. That's my pick.
Yeah, because I think with our quarterback situation, you just want as somebody as safe as possible. And I think Buechele, more of a risk taker. I mean, we're talking about a guy who's really, he doesn't have the Mahomes. He doesn't have it. He doesn't have what Mahomes has, but he still tries to break out these things. You're like, whoa, dude, like that's not you, man. Like you can't do that.
Yeah, he can't. And so Blaine comes in and he does a great job managing everything. You can tell with his poise when he comes into the huddle, the guys are just listening to him. And so he has a rapport with the coaches. That's another thing too. Coaches, when you have an older guy like that, the coaches will come to him like, hey man, what do you think? What do y'all do over here? So he has a lot of that experience that coaches really look for and covet.
Yeah, you just want pretty much as a backup for Mahomes, you just want pretty much a game manager, somebody who's going to come in there and just do the right things, not risk anything. Just be risk averse essentially.
Right. Make good decisions, and look, he's been in plenty of decisions, and he's been in some great teams behind some great quarterbacks. And he's a decent quarterback himself, man. He really is. So that's how I see it. If me as a veteran guy, and I'm sitting there looking like, okay, look, nothing against you, Shane, but I prefer this guy right here. Okay, the old general comes in. Bring that joker in.
Buechele, I think last year or two. No, I think it was last year. There was talks, and New York was looking to try to get Shane Buechele from Kansas City. Obviously, they have our old quarterbacks coach Mike Kafka, who's their OC there now. Could that be potential? I mean, obviously, it's going to be crazy. People are being very stingy with draft assets. We talked about a former top 5 pick only a couple of years ago, going for a 4th round pick. Right. So you would think Shane Buechele, what's he going to get you in the as far as assets wise, a 6th, 7th round pick? Could that happen? Do you see that or no?
I don't see these guys, man, who's trying to make teams. You're not going to get picks for them. That's just if they do, then Beast will pull something else off. He done pulled another rabbit out of his hat if he's doing that.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out the best clips from Chief Concerns. And if you prefer to listen to the show, subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you get your podcasts.